Okay, might as well get started here. I'm just going to switch back over to the game. You can see I just logged in. Yesterday we just finished the Christmas event, so now we're going back to the MSQ. We have to go talk to the personnel officer at the Twin Adder's Nest. So let's go back to the main Aetheryte Plaza and go talk to him. So just over here. You are come to the Adder's Nest, headquarters of the Order of the Twin Adder. Ever do we welcome they who would toil in the elemental's name for the good of our forest nation. Okay, so I can either say, I believe you're expecting me, or I am here to enlist if you will have me. I think you're expecting me. Ah, the great adventurer herself. Yes, our recruitment officer sent word that you were on your way. It is a pleasure and an honor both to welcome you to our ranks, friend. Now let me gather together the relevant documentation. Sir! What is it? Report! An urgent message from Amerisk Spire, sir. A Highwind Skyways airship has taken fire from Imperial forces in the skies over the East Shroud. The vessel's engines were crippled, sir, and it was forced to make an emergency landing southeast of Nine Ivies. Nine Ivies? Gods, this could not have come at a worse time. All but a handful of our forces are presently afield, dealing with the Ixal. Kit, I know full well you have yet to be formally inducted into our ranks, but we have an urgent need of your aid. In all likelihood, the airship was bearing civilians, and if the reports are accurate, it will have come down dangerously close to Garlean-occupied territory. Please make all haste to the area southeast of Nine Ivies, locate the airship, and ascertain the status of the passengers. Alright. Let's go see if we can find an airship. We're gonna have to run there because we do not have that teleport yet. So I will show you how to get to the East Shroud. If you look at the map, it looks like you should go through the Central Shroud and then go up to the East Shroud. But look at this, there's a little pathway here from Gridania. So I'm going to show you where to go. You just go to the Lancers Guild. And down here, there's a boat that will take you directly to the East Shroud. Alright. You're going to go to Sweet Bloom Pier in the East Shroud. Yes. It doesn't cost you anything, and you go directly to the East Shroud. So we just discovered the East Shroud. Now let's run. Because it's going to be a little while to get to where our destination is. It's all the way over there. And we're going to stop and get the Aetheryte as well on the way. So tedious having to run. Can't wait to have the mount. But then again, once I have the mount, I'll be like, oh, I can't wait to have flying. All these things you can't wait to have. That's just, when you're first starting out, that's just how it is. But if you decide to start this game, of course, you can start on my server if you wish and contact me and I'll help you through it. Attune to the Aetherite. And talk to the Chocobo Keep. So I know this location now. And then let's continue on. Down towards our destination. I'm just following the little icon on the mini-map. It's the easiest way to do it. You can also look at the big map and see that you're heading in the right direction. But the mini-map also shows you that you're either going the right way or not. Oh, I ran right into a tree. Ah, there's an airship. See, now if I wasn't level 35, these gall gnats would be really annoying because they'd be directly in the way. However, I leveled up really, really fast, so... Alright, where is the person I'm looking for? Ha, he's over here. And it's gonna be an instance battle, so let's be... Oh, before I do that then, let's summon Carbuncle. Alright. Gonna be synced down to level 24. Adventurer, what are you doing out here? No, wait, let's find some cover first. So we just stand up and run, and those guys don't notice a thing. We're so sneaky. That's such a long run. The Adder's Nest sent you? How do I know you're not an Imperial spy? You don't even have a uniform. Peace, friend. We mean you no harm. You are an engineer of Garland Ironworks, are you not? We were alerted to your plight and have come to rescue you. And you are Kit Swan, I presume. I was told to expect an honorary serpent. My thanks for your aid, friend. I've never seen the craft of this design. It must be Garland's work. Is there no end to the man's treachery? The secrets behind Magitech belong in Imperial hands. They are not to be squandered on Eorzean savages. Jeez. Racist much? We are bringing this craft back to the fortress. Dismantle it if you must. And bring the engineer. Someone must pay for Garland's crimes. Oh, that poor little Lalafell. Imperial scouts from Castrum Oriens. They mean to requisition the ship. Wedge, you have to help him. That fool of a Lalafell was hiding inside the tiny Bronco. The tiny Bronco? But isn't that the Ironworks' latest creation? It's the first airship we've built since the Calamity. The first since Master Garland, well, since he went missing. Missing. After years of work, she was finally ready for her first test flight. And she was soaring, she really was, till those bastards blasted her out of the sky. Attend me. All the Ironworks' latest creation must not... Attend me all. The Ironworks' latest creation must not fall into Garlean hands. We shall strike them, swift and sure, and rescue Engineer Wedge. Kit, I trust we can rely on your support. Yep. I nodded before you even finished saying it. May the matron watch over us. With me! He's just gonna cheer for us. I guess he's not a combatant. He's an engineer. An ambush! To arms! Me and my book. Me and my book are gonna kick your ass. Okay, let's get one of these guys in the back. Get the other one. Just that. Then we'll go for this guy. Oh, there's a thaumaturge. Okay, now let's focus on this main guy. This has gone on long enough, he says. Okay, more guys are coming. You can't target them yet, so... First kill off the little guys. And then we'll get this Magitech Vanguard. Stand in the AoE, that's fine guys, it's fine. Everything's fine. You notice I've got yellow now over here? That means I'm gaining it in hate meter. These guys. I'm generating a lot more aggro than they are. Now it's orange. Now he's just gonna run around and start spewing his laser beams everywhere. Try not to stay too clustered up, so that if you get targeted, it doesn't hit everybody else. It just keeps a little less damage for your buddies. And that's that. Biggs! Wedge, you shouldn't have stayed with the ship. That was a close one. Too damn close. So, how's she look anyway? The auxiliary propeller is a dead loss, but I think we can wring enough thrust from the main propeller to get us airborne. A few minor modifications and we should be able to fly the tiny Bronco home. While you do your work, we shall keep watch over the perimeter. The enemy may yet be lurking nearby. As for you, Kit, you have more than done your part today. I bid you return to the Adder's Nest and complete your enlistment. I pray there will be no further interruptions. When next we meet, let it be as fellow serpents of the Order. I, just wanted to say sorry, you know, for calling you an Imperial spy and all that. Got that one wrong, didn't I? Seriously though, if I hadn't been for you and the twin Adder lads there, we'd be chained up in a dungeon by now. I'm in your debt, friend. We both are. So this is Biggs and Wedge. Wedge. Thank you, we're very grateful. Alright, and we're done with that, and since Gridania is my free teleport, I'm just going to teleport back to Gridania. And now I'll head back to the Adder's Nest to finish joining. And then we will have unlocked the Grand Company. And then there will be a few things that I want to do, just to get some seals. Kit, it does my spirit well to see you returned. Word arrived but moments ago from the team at 9 Ivies. Lest you worry, the 2 engineers are safely on their way. The lieutenant informs me that you were instrumental in the mission's success. Had you not found Engineer Biggs when you did, and helped us to rout the Garleans, things might have been very different. And all this before you were even inducted into the Order. You're well on your way to carving out a fine career for yourself beneath the Twin Adder standard. But without further ado, let us see to your induction. 12 willing, there won't be any further interruptions. Heh. Alright. Protocol requires that I apprise you of who we are and what we do, after which I will invite you to swear an oath of your own free will. Ahem. The Order of the Twin Adder is the Grand Company of Gridania. It brings together the martial, economic, and technological resources of our nation, that we might stand strong in times of direst adversary, when our very survival hangs in the balance. Our order was formed in the days before the calamity, in readiness to fight the Garlean Empire, and to combat the beast tribes and their primals. Needless to say, our struggle continues to this day. Elder Seedseer Kane Senna is the supreme commander of our forces. Under her wise leadership, we protect the people of Gridania and the sanctity of the Twelvewood. As the entwined serpents that grace our standard, let us forestborns strive as one with friends from afar to ensure that peace shall ever reign in Gridania. In so doing, we honor the will of the elementals, and theirs is the will of the wood. Now then, Kit Swan, I ask that you give unto us your oath of allegiance, in whatever fashion you see fit. So now this woods will be done is actually the slogan of the Twin Adders, so if you say that one, they'll be impressed. You can say that you'll strike down their enemies and drink of their blood. A little morbid. My life for the Elder Seedseer. Or nothing. So we're going to say woods will be done. So you know the words of our grand company. That is well. Bound by this common belief, let us strive to preserve all that is good in this great nation. Yes. By the power vested in me, I assign you the rank of Serpent Private 3rd Class. You are now a woman of the Order of the Twin Adder. Go forth, Private Swan, and do that which brings peace to the Twelvewood and honor to our name. Hell yeah. And that's my new salute. Everybody clap. I don't have to wear the uniform. Can you hear me, Kit? This is Minfilia. An officer of the Order of the Twin Adder contacted me with news of your enlistment. My congratulations, Private Swan. I have no doubt that you are eager to make the acquaintance of your new comrades, but I would ask that you pay a visit to your old ones first. Remember, though you are now a serpent of Gridania, you are no less a scion. Pray return to the Waking Sands at your earliest convenience. There are some friends here whom I would very much like for you to meet. We shall be waiting. Distant call of a friend in need, perhaps? As you are needed elsewhere, I shall not keep you any longer. I would, however, suggest speaking with High Serpent Commander Vorsail Helio before you depart. He may provide you with assistance on the journey ahead. And the reason he suggested that is this guy's going to give us the quest, My Little Chocobo. That's the quest that unlocks a mount for you. And you have to do it. I don't know why if there are people who don't do it, and they just run everywhere instead of riding on a chocobo or a mount. In any case, we're going to take this My Little Chocobo quest. Alright, so he's basically going to give us a chocobo. I'm also going to take his other quest. So look at this one. This one gives us a bunch of serpent seals. I like that. It's going to introduce you to PvP. And I might as well show you how to get introduced to PvP, since this is an all-encompassing guide, but I won't actually do any PvP. So So you basically pick up this quest, and it tells you to go to the Wolf's Den, which is in Lenosha, where Limsa Lominsa is. So now to complete this My Little Chocobo, you need to get a Serpent Chocobo issuance. So this guy is the one who gives out all the Serpent goodies. I'm just going to pull this down here. So you can see that he's got a bunch of weapons and stuff. But what we're after is material. And we need to be... You can see that everything's grayed out. That's because we have 0 company seals. This Serpent Chocobo issuance is what we're after. So you need 200 company seals to get it. So in other words, before you can ride a mount, you need to earn some company seals. So the ways to do that are several. You can do your hunt log. So if you go into logs and then hunting log, you're now going to have an Order of the Twin Adder, or whatever Grand Company you joined, hunt log. And this hunt log will give you seals when you kill these things. And you eventually have to complete these hunt logs in order to rank up. So it's good to do them. Now there's a few that are actually in Halatali. It'll say Eastern Thanalan Halatali. There's no actual zone in Eastern Thanalan called Halatali. It is the dungeon. You have to do the dungeon to get this Colosseum Python and these Scythe Mantises. And the Heckler Imp. So you have to go into the dungeon and complete it. Now it's easy to get these done once you go into the dungeon once. You will complete them. So the other thing we could do is we could go to Eastern Thanalan and go to Sandgate and kill some Amalja Javeliners, and that will get us 240 seals. So we could do that. The other thing we could do is we could go to the Hawthorne Hut, which was the teleport we were just at, that we just unlocked before we did the airship battle. And there they have some Lev quests called Company Levs. And those ones you do to earn company seals. So you can just spam those Levs and you can get company seals from them. So that's another way to earn company seals. The other way is with the challenge log. So if you go into the challenge log, you'll see there's a Grand Company tab. Now you have 5 supply and provisioning missions and 10 supply and provisioning missions. And these reset weekly. So you can get 2,000 seals per week from doing this. I highly recommend you do it. Unlock all... I'm gonna do it actually on stream. So I'll show you. You just unlock all the crafting and gathering jobs. And then instead of actually going out and getting the things, because that's time consuming, you know? Very time consuming. If you have the gil, you can just buy the things, usually for fairly cheap when they're low level. And if they're too expensive, then you can go out and gather them yourself or craft them yourself. But all you need to do is turn them in. They don't necessarily need to be high quality, so it makes it a little easier. And you don't get much for them. Like, here's the guy you turn things into. Supply and provisioning. And you can see that I only have right now carpentry unlocked. So if I turn in these maple clogs, I'll get 16 seals. Woo! Not very many, but those challenge logs make it worthwhile to do turn-ins at least once a week. So right now I can only hold 10,000 seals maximum. But as I go up in rank, that will change. Anyways, for the purposes of getting the My Little Chocobo, the best thing that we can do is simply complete the main story quest. Because if you look at the main story quest, it gives you 300 company seals for completing it. And all you have to do is return to Minfilia and talk to her. And now I know, after we talk to her, she's going to send me back to Gridania anyways. So, might as well just go do that. And then we can continue with the My Little Chocobo quest and unlock our mounts. And after that, we can go to the Wolf's Den. Okay, no, not teleporting. I'm going to use the Vesper Bay Aetherite tickets. Go back to Minfilia. So here I am, back in Vesper Bay. Let's run. Hi, Tataru. Bye, Tataru. Talk to this guy. Welcome back, Kit. Lady Minfilia waits you within. Complete. Welcome back. It seems you wasted no time putting your new skills to work. How do I know? Why, the recruitment officer called to regale me with the tale of your heroics. The pride in his voice was palpable. We Scions are truly fortunate to have you with us, Kit. Now, when we last spoke, I said I wanted you to meet some friends, did I not? Well, I neglected to mention that you have already met. Tataru, please show them in. This way, sirs. Aha! It's Biggs and Wedge. Thanks again for getting us out of that mess. We owe you our lives. But I don't think we've been properly introduced. I'm Biggs. And I'm... Gods, man, just spit it out, will you? Wedge, at your service. I am pleased to say that Biggs and Wedge will be staying with us for a while. Magitech-driven contraptions such as airships grow ever more vital to the city-states of Eorzea. As a neutral party, it was judged that we Scions should serve as the keepers of this technology. Of course, for this we needed the knowledge of experts, and so we requested the assistance of Garland Ironworks, who very kindly sent us 2 of their finest engineers. Our happy family continues to grow. On behalf of the Scions, I bid you welcome to the Waking Sands. Like every soul here, I love Eorzea. And I count myself blessed to be given this chance to stand with you all and fight for the future of the realm. Never have I known such fulfillment, such happiness. That's good. It's good to be happy. Okay.
Now, having set aside the formalities, we have a favor to ask of you. Urianger, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
Ah, the students of Baldessian.
We have conducted a study at the behest of the Order of the Twin Adder. Papalimo, Ida, a synopsis if you would.
Our task was to survey the behavior of the Sylphs, a beast tribe indigenous to the Twelveswood.
Oh, how to describe them. They look like gisselcreens, floating ones, that worship the primal Ramu.
Ahem. Though technically a beast tribe, Sylphs are blessed with a comparatively personable demeanor, conducive to peaceful communication.
Offering us an invaluable opportunity to learn what the beast tribes know of the primals.
While Ramu's existence is well documented, the Sylphs do not, or perhaps cannot, summon the primal any longer, insofar as can be ascertained, until such time as we know. It would be unwise to assume that the threat posed by the primal has passed.
Which leaves Gridania with the added worry of not knowing what they should be worrying about.
In that regard, they are hardly alone. What we can say with absolute certainty is that Gridania has its hands full fending off Garuda, who, I need hardly remind you, is among the most savage and terrible of all known primals.
In short, it is essential that we approach the Sylphs in as diplomatic a manner as possible. Words and actions can be misconstrued. The only sure way to communicate our intentions is the echo. Winning the Sylphs' favor may well bring us a step closer to mitigating the threat of the primals. Will you help us? I am grateful.
Lovely. Well, as much as I'd like to help, I'm afraid I would be of little use to anyone in Gridania. A veritable babe in the woods. Ida and Papalimo, however, should be able to see the forest for the trees. Is that not so, Minfilia?
Indeed. You are willing?
Leave it to me.
Us, Ida, us!
Oh, the dynamic duo. Alright, so now we have to go back and talk to somebody at the Adder's Nest. But now we can go and purchase our Chocobo license. Back to Gridania we go. And let's grab that license. It's under material. Serpent Chocobo Shoeings. Got it. Now, we'll continue the main story quest since we're here. We knew far too little of the Sylphs to lay any worthwhile plans. We must call upon the Scions once more if we are to... Ah, beg pardons. 'Tis a terrible habit of mine to think aloud. But tell me, what brings you to the Adder's Nest? Well, if it isn't Private Swan reporting for duty. That's the zeal I like to see from an enterprising young serpent. Good evening, Commander. Sorry to disappoint you, but our other business brings us here today. Ida and Palpalimo, always a pleasure to see the two of you. My men tell me you quest in the name of the Scions of late. Quite so, Commander. A little bird told us that the Twin Adder was in need of our adventuring prowess. Aye, your little bird sings true. No doubt you've heard that we're investigating the Sylphs, that curious beast tribe that calls the depths of the Twelveswood home. The Sylphs are, for the most part, a peaceable bunch, much to the delight of the elder Seedseer, who has no desire to see her people embroiled in yet another fruitless war. The Twin Adder is of the same mind, and 'tis precisely for this reason that the Sylphs' relation to the primal Remu has raised a flag of warning amongst our ranks. Friendly as they may appear, beastmen will be beastmen. Should there be even a sliver of a chance that the summoning of the primal might disturb the balance between Gridania and the Sylphic tribes, it is a possibility we cannot ignore. Better to be safe than sorry, indeed. Do we strike at Remu, or leave the Sylphs to their own ways? That is the question, yet I find myself lacking ample knowledge to arrive at an answer. Opinions abound within Gridania, but to listen to only one's own is among the greatest mistakes a commander can make. I would hear from the other side, the Sylphs themselves, and seek an impartial party to serve as my liaison. This is where you Scions come in. The Sylphs of Little Solace remain untempered and have had many a productive dialogue with our people. I would hear their candid thoughts on their tempered brethren. That said, I urge you to exercise due caution. Sylphic tradition and etiquette bear little resemblance to our own. It would not do to have any cross-cultural faux pas get in the way of a productive parley. En route to Little Solace, you will come upon the Hawthorn Hut. Our officer stationed there can enlighten you as to how to win the Sylph's favor. May your expedition be a worthwhile one. A friendly parley with the Sylphs? This should be pleasant enough diversion. The Hawthorn Hut, was it? Why, I believe the ferry departing from West Shore Pier should take us straight there. A friendly palaver indeed. I hope this will be as straightforward as you say, Palpalimo. Quest accepted. We were just at the Hawthorn Hut, so we can actually be lazy and just teleport there. But first, let's take this Chocobo issuance. We can just check the map, and it's just down over here at the Chocobo Keep. Want a bird issued, you say? Well, then I'll need to see your serpent chocobo issuance. There it is, sir. He's gonna go get our chocobo. Ah, that's our very own chocobo! And we get to name it. So we're gonna have to come up with a name. I already have a name in mind, but if anybody has something to say, speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay, and then you chalk the chocobo. Now you have to enter a name. I don't see anybody coming up with suggestions, so I'm just gonna go with Belle. Hooray! Now you get a chocobo whistle, and you can only use it when you're not in a major settlement. Well, that is to say, you can use it right now. You can only summon mounts when you're not in a major city. So I'm going to use it, and that will give me the mount chocobo. Now let's go to our character and mount guide, and I'm just going to actually put the mount guide on the bar here. So now we can just click on it. So these are all the mounts that I have, and a lot of these came from promotions, from mounts that I've bought that have been account-wide, just general mounts that I've collected over the years. But the ones I'm going to use are going to be the company chocobo, and I will make an exception and use the motorcycle, which you can get on the online store. It is the fastest mount in the game. You can go as fast as if you have both speed boosts in any zone on the ground. Now once you get flying, it doesn't matter anymore. But when you're on the ground, this mount will be faster than any other mount unless that person already has 2 speed boosts in the area. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull that out and put it on the bar. So now if we want to mount up, we can just click on this and we'll mount. And I'll put the company chocobo on the bar as well, just so that we have some options. But the company chocobo is not as fast, so I'm typically going to be using the SDS Fenrir. Alright, so now we have mounts. Thank goodness. So now we can go speak with Muriel at the West Shore Pier, or we can go to the Wolves Den and unlock PvP and get some seals. Now I'm in favor of doing that because we can always come back to Gridania for free. So let's get us some seals. But first, since we're here, I'm gonna unlock all the crafting and gathering jobs in Gridania, so that we can start with that work that I told you about to get company seals. So in Gridania we have the Carpenter Guild, which we've already unlocked, the Leatherworker Guild, the Botanist Guild. So those are the 3 things that we can unlock in Gridania for gathering and crafting. So let's go to the Leatherworkers Guild first. It's just, if you go to this Leatherworkers Guild, it's just over here in front of you. This big building right here. I'm just gonna take this quest to unlock Leatherworker. He gives you a lot of information about Leatherworker, but we're gonna skip over it. We just want to get Leatherworker unlocked. Okay, Leatherworker is unlocked. We don't need to do the first quest. We can just have it unlocked. you now have a leather working knife to cut the leather with. And we're ready to get started with our questing. So we go back up to the Aetheryte, and now we're going to go to the Botanist Guild, which is over here. And we're going to unlock Botanist. So there's the guild master where the quest is inside, and it will take us out to her. He gives you a brief explanation of the Botanist Guild and the lore behind it. And now we're ready to enroll in the Botanist Guild, and we're gonna get a hatchet. So let's go talk to Fufusha. And that's that. We now have a botanist unlocked. So we'll move on to Ul'dah next. Go to the airship landing. And Ul'dah. Here we are. Now I'm gonna ride down to the Hustings Strip because it's easier to get to an Aetheryte on the Hustings Strip than it is to going to the Ruby Road Exchange. So here we are. And we'll start with the guild that's on this level actually, and that is the Alchemy Guild. It's right over here. Ah, an adventurer, one of my favorite kinds of people. I find your unquenchable thirst for exploration neatly complements the burning hunger for sagacity that marks our dedicated members. Welcome to the Alchemist Guild. Though I hesitate to define alchemy in such narrow terms. Oh, I don't know why I'm reading this. It's not really important. We're joining the Alchemy Guild. Here we go. Now we gotta go talk to the guild master again, and he's just around down here. Severin. Alright, now we can be an alchemist. Okay, so as you can see here, we have the Miners Guild, the Weavers Guild, and the Goldsmiths Guild here. So we'll just go to the Miners Guild first. Ul'dah has the most crafting and gathering jobs, I believe. Okay, we got the quest. Go talk to the guild master. She's right over here. Ready to work hard and get dirty? Yes. Alright. Let's continue onward. Alright, so next we'll go to the Weavers Guild. Go talk to Redolent Rose. is unlocked. Next, we're gonna unlock Goldsmith. Talk to the Goldsmiths Guild leader. Now we've unlocked Goldsmith. Let us continue. Oh, before we go anywhere else, there's another quest that we should do just outside of the Aetherite Plaza to unlock the Gold Saucer. I don't want to forget about that because you can get some really good stuff with Gold Saucer points. Dances and mounts and so on and so forth. And hairstyles. So you just talk to this, it could happen to use the name of the quest, and talk to this well-heeled youth. And he'll give you some information about the Gold Saucer and then give you a ticket to go on the airship. Now once we go to the Gold Saucer, it's basically going to just take us on a tour around the Gold Saucer. So I think we'll hold off on that until we get our questing done, or rather until we pick up all of our crafting jobs and finish with the Grand Company stuff that we were doing. So go to the airship landing, and that's where this this takes us. Oh, I guess this is where it takes us, so guess we're doing this. Short detour to the Gold Saucer, everyone. Sorry! Surprise! So yes, this is a place of mini games and fun things that you can do on the side when you're a little tired of MSQing and you just need a break. You can come to the Gold Saucer and play around. And there's a currency they use in the Gold Saucer. It's called MGP, Manderville Gold Saucer Points. Alright, we're here. So now we talk to the airship ticketer. Welcome to the Gold Saucer. Take a tour. Alright. Now, yeah, that's right. He won't let us go until we take the tour. While we take this tour, I'm also going to pick up a couple quests that we can do on the way. Gold Saucer Attendant has some information for us. Welcome to the Gold Saucer. The Chocobo Square is upstairs. That's where there's Chocobo racing. You can race against NPCs, or if somebody else happens to be doing the race at the same time as you, you'll race against a player, and probably a bunch of NPCs, because not that many people do chocobo racing. So you take this elevator up the stairs. But you don't have to, because you're gonna get an aetheryte up there, so like you just take the aetheryte. MGP is the currency by which dreams are bought and sold within these halls. Now you have to continue your tour with the MGP exchange fella. So he's gonna give us, basically once you have some MGP then. So I'm going to unlock Passion for Fashion. We're not gonna play Mahjong, so I'm gonna leave the Mahjong quest alone. But Passion for Fashion is really good. If you want to get MGP points, you can, even if you're extremely lazy, you can get 10,000 MGP a week out of the fashion report. Just by participating. She got a bad score on the fashion report. She's mad. She's mad. Alright, let's go talk to the mini cactpot broker. So the mini cactpot is basically you buy like a little scratch ticket. And if you get lucky, you get, so he's gonna give us an MGP voucher so we could try it. If you get lucky, you can get up to 10,000 MGP. How much is this gonna give us? Okay, we obtained 100 MGP. So the mini cactpot tickets don't cost that much, and they always return just a little bit more than what they cost. So they cost 10 MGP. So you notice how it's got the 1? Well, you can scratch out 3 other things on here, and the best score is 6, which is also the lowest score you can get. So that's 1, 2, and 3 together. So if you get a line with 1, 2, 3, you get 10,000 MGP. Anything other than that is, like, you can get quite high. You can get 21 for 1,000, you can get 23 for 1,800, or 24 for 3,600, but you really want to aim for that 10,000. Alright, so I'm gonna just do what I usually do, which is this. So it looks like I can't get the 10,000 because the 3 is over here. But we could get 24, so let's try it. Nope. 306 MGP, which is still more than we put in. And let's play again. You can play 3 times a day. Okay, so this could potentially be a 1, 2, 3, so I'm going to select it. It wasn't, but always try. Oh, look at this! Look at this! Potential! Nope. Such as it is. That's okay. So let's continue our tour. Oh, we should grab this aetheryte. So, this is Triple Triad. You can play Triple Triad over here, and there are actual Triple Triad tournaments between players. I don't know how many people actually participate, but I think there's a fair number. You can play mostly against NPCs to get Triple Triad cards. So if you want to collect Triple Triad cards, you can play against the NPCs. Some of them are better than others. So it just depends on how skilled you are, as to whether you can beat them. They don't steal any of your cards. You just, if you don't beat them, you don't get a chance to get a card from them. Right, let's try your hand at Triple Triad. So she's gonna give me 5 cards to start with. And now I can right click on these cards and use them. So that was my first triple triad card. I don't actually have to play triple triad, but if you play against the master, it's a tutorial run. You can see over here, there are these guys. Or, where are they? Gutwind of the 3 Diamonds. You can play him for cards. You can play Arafalt of the 3 Clubs, Rothwilda of the 3 Hearts, and King Elmer over there. You can play all of them. So you can get cards from them. And you'll see icons on the map when you can play Triple Triad that look kind of like this. Triple Triad match. And they look a little different compared to if you've gotten the cards from them or not. So we got this Aetheryte, so let's move on. Collect the rest of the Aetherites and explore the rest of the Gold Saucer as our little tour demands. Grab the Aetherite. So now we can teleport to the Gold Saucer if we want, but it's cheaper to take the airship because the airship is free. So this, she's just telling us about Wonder Square. Ta-ta for now. Okay, so the next NPC for the tour is over there, but let's see if we can collect these Aetherites. Watch this. Hop into this. Ooh, up we go. Takes us up to the top level. And here's the Aetherites. And we're just gonna run around the circle because I believe the other Aetherite is on top. And then we're gonna jump down and talk to the fashion report guy. And then we're gonna participate in the fashion report because that'll get us 10,000 MGP. Why not? So let's jump down. So here he is, Master Rose. Yes, everything is rosy, redolently so. So we just met the Guildmaster for the Weavers Guild, and his name is Redolent Rose, and he looks exactly like this guy but without the mask. So, gee, I wonder. He's just telling you fashion, self-expression. The fashion report. So he assigns a theme, and then you dress yourself up as best you can to the theme. You have 3 chances to get a score above 80. And if you get a score above 80, you get an additional 50,000 MGP in addition to the 10,000 you get for participating. So that's a total of 60,000 MGP. Now, if you go online, you can find a lot of guides to the fashion report. People have figured out how to trial and error the fashion report and get the right setup. And they will post it immediately. So the fashion report opens on Fridays and closes Tuesday morning. And if you look on Friday, you will find... You will find people who post the results of the fashion report. Like, these are the things that you need to wear for this week's fashion report in order to get 80 or in order to get 100 points. And if you get 100 points, you get a title. It's fashion leader. We don't have any titles, I don't think. I'll check, but I'm pretty sure we do not. Look at me posing, I'm so cute. Our fashion report has been unlocked. But yeah, I'll double check to see if we have any titles. Let's take a look. So you go to profile, and you go to title, and we have none. So let's just close out of that. But let's talk to this guy and present ourselves for judging. And this cutscene is unskippable, by the way. You can't skip it. So he's going to tell me to strike a pose. As long as you have something in every gear slot, he will generally find that you look okay-ish. If you match the fashion report, of course he'll be like, oh, you look very good. And if you get 100 points, he's like, I'm in love. See that line? If you get above that line, that's where you get the extra 50k. So we actually made it up to 76. Iron Fist. It looks like that was the Emperor's new gloves. So it's pretty good. Pretty good. We needed a true linen, a bone wicca bow wow, and top of the R hat. But that's fine. That's pretty good. A satisfactory effort. So you say. So you say. There you go. 10,000 MGP. We're rolling in it now. And this quest to unlock the gold saucer unlocks after you've traveled to all of the nations. So you can do it before doing the early dungeons even. Alright, so we have to go up to the Cacpot board, which is up top. And I believe both of these aetherites are up top as well. Oh, no, this one's down below. And we could either run up top, or we could do the more fun thing and just hop in this. Whee! And then run back and collect the other Ethernet shard. So this is the Cacpot board. This is the weekly lottery in Final Fantasy XIV. So you can buy 3 tickets for this lottery, and it's drawn a Saturday night, so you can check it after it's drawn. I believe it's 7 p.m. Pacific. So that would be 10 p.m. Eastern. And you just come, and after the numbers are drawn, you can check and see if you won anything. And even if you didn't win anything, the consolation prize is more than what you paid for the ticket. So you actually come out on top regardless. Final Fantasy XIV is kind of nice like that. They're friendly. It's not a real gambling. Anyways, so you pay a little bit for the tickets, and you come back to check them, and you win something. But if you let the tickets expire, so if you go more than one draw and don't check the tickets, then you lose whatever prize you would have gotten. So you basically miss out on that. The tickets go expired, and they just basically say, oh, we can't cash these, sorry. So you have to not miss the draw. So this is where a lot of the events take place in the Gold Saucer. And there are events called gates, which are basically active time events again. But instead of being outdoors and combat oriented, these ones are just like mini game oriented. So you can do all kinds of little things. Some of them are like platforming, so you want to jump from platform to platform to get to the destination. Some of them are you pilot a little plane and you shoot targets. It's kind of fun. The plane pilots itself, actually, so I shouldn't say you pilot the plane. It goes in a set path, and what you have to do is click on the targets to finish that event. But then there's several others. There's some games of chance and a few more. Alright, so we can try our hand at the Jumbo Cacpot. But I'm not actually going to get any Jumbo Cacpot tickets because next week is Christmas and I am actually going to take the weekend off from streaming. So I won't be streaming next weekend, but we did get an MGP voucher from that, which is going to give us 100 MGP, so every little bit helps, right? And where do we have to go next? So next we have to go to the round square, and we gotta go down on the bottom. A thud. Might as well sprint. The stairs take you upstairs, and the hallways take you to the next areas. So this is the gatekeeper, so she would tell you all about the gates that I just told you about. So this is an area where you can do a gate. So you climb up here and try to avoid the bombs and get to the top. And they drop bombs on you. That's basically how it works. And if the bombs explode near you, you get knocked off and then you have to try again. Oh, let's collect this Ethernet shard. Then we'll go back to the entrance. So we haven't gone to Chocobo or Minion Square yet, so I will... This quest doesn't actually take you to them. Oh, there's a gate going on. Oh, it's Leap of Faith, and there's no way I'm going to complete it in 56 seconds. I'm not very good at the jumping puzzles in this game, so... Anyways, let's get back to the entrance. And finish this quest. This quest was put in before the Chocobo and the Minion game were added to the Gold Saucer, so that's why it doesn't take you up there. New customer! Hello, Roland. I personally welcome you to the Gold Saucer. This is a spiffy fellow. Figured out we're an adventurer. So it just tells you why Godbert Manderville founded the Gold Saucer. So basically, he makes a lot of money, and he can use it to help, but also it's a place where people can come for entertainment and not have to worry about their daily lives. That's the whole point. Alright, and we got 5 Gold Saucer tickets, which are each good for 1 mini game, so we can play the mini games for free. The mini games aren't worth much, and they only cost like 1 MGP to play them anyways, so it's kind of but that's fine. So let's go up to the Chocobo Square and collect the last 2 Aetherites. Alright, so Chocobo Square is just over here, as you can see by this Chocobo chick on this big gold statue. And this is where you race Chocobos. And what you have to do is you have to do a quest in the, I believe, East Shroud? Oh no, you can pick up the quest here, and then you go to Central Shroud, not East Shroud, and you have to register a racing Chocobo. So it's not the same as your regular Chocobo that you take out with you. It's a racing Chocobo. So there's that, and then you can feed it and enhance its attributes to help you in the races. So if you are interested in that sort of thing, that can be done at the Gold Saucer. And over here is Lord of Verminion, which is a minion battling game. It's nothing like Pokemon, let me tell you. But yeah, if you have minions, you can play Verminion. You can basically, you can either play against another player or play against the AI. And it's miserable. Like it's just a convoluted game. It's not very fun. A few people I think like it, but I am certainly not one of them. So if you want to try it, you can try it. The tutorial will teach you how to play it. But I don't recommend it. I don't think it's very good. So it's probably not worth your time. But anyways, let's go back to the entrance. Now that we've finished the quest, the fellow will let us take the airship to Limsa and finish collecting all the crafting classes, which is what we were doing before we got so sidetracked. So let's go to Limsa. It's 120 gil. By the way, if you go to Ul'dah from the Gold Saucer, it's free. And if you go to the Gold Saucer from anywhere, it's also free. So you can take the airship to the Gold Saucer and then the airship from the Gold Saucer to Ul'dah, and that's a free way to get to Ul'dah from wherever you happen to be. So that's kind of nice. Alright, so we're gonna go to the Drowning Wench first. And if we go out this way and sprint, the Blacksmith's Guild and the Armory Guild are actually in the same building. So we can grab both of them at the same time. And it's just over here. And it's decorated for Christmas right now, so you'll hear the little starlight music. It's for Starlight, sorry, not for Christmas. There's no Christmas in Eorzea, it is Starlight. The Starlight celebration. It is all about the children. Okay, so this is the Armory Guild. And right next to the Armory Guild is the Blacksmith's Guild. So first we're going to grab the Armory quest, and then we're going to go right ahead and grab quest for the Blacksmith's Guild. So first we'll go talk to the blacksmith's guy, because he's right here. Good old drunken Berthel. Right, so we've unlocked blacksmith. Let's go unlock armorer. Okay, so those are 2 of them, and there are a couple more in Limsa. There's the Culinary Guild and the Fishing Guild. So we're going to go to the Culinarians Guild first. Pick up this quest. Stupid cat. Oh, what the name? The names are like in this game. Tequila Mockingbird. That one's clever. I like that. Okay, now we go talk to the Guildmaster, who is just up here. Guildmasters are never far away. Yep. Become a culinarian. And then we're gonna go outside. By the way, if you want to do the second quest, you notice it turns red. That's because I'm still on Arcanist. If you switch yourself over to Culinarian, or whatever you happen to have just picked up, you will see that quest will turn normal, so then you can pick it up. So basically the Culinarian quests can only be done on Culinarian, and so on and so forth. That's why they're red. But let's go to the Fisher's Guild. And we'll unlock Fisher. Oh, sorry, she's the guild master, but we have to go talk to the guild receptionist first. Okay, so she's giving us some bait, this is just a basic bait. And you can catch things, but you can't catch everything with this bait. There is a universal bait that you can buy. But it's, because it's so general, if you're trying to catch something specific, it makes it a little more difficult. But, it's nice to do that when you just want to be able to catch anything. And I'll show you where you can buy it. We just finish this and collect our beginner bait. So where you can buy it is at, if you go to the Arcanist's Guild, there's a ferry dock just beyond here. Oh, interesting. There's a ferry dock just over here that has a merchant and mender, and you can buy what's called a versatile lure. And with that, you can catch basically anything, and you don't need too many of them. I would grab, maybe about 10, but you won't go through them very fast because they're lures, so you can reuse them. They're not like these plump worms, krill, and ragworm, where every time you cast your line, you lose the bait that's on the line. So you use a bait every time you cast the line. And the same with these lugworms, that's what they're like. But the lures, you can cast over and over again. Eventually they get worn out. It doesn't show you them getting worn out. It's just all of a sudden, your lure broke. So, like I said, I would grab about 10 of them, and that would last you for quite a while. But anyways, that's that. Now we have everything unlocked. Now we want to check and see what we have to pick up. I did Control U to bring up my timers, but you can also go into Duty and Timers. And this is what it shows you. And if you click on Next Mission Allowance, it'll show you all the things that you need to get to complete for the Grand Company. And these things with stars beside them, what that means is that they're going to give bonus company seals and bonus experience. And you get experience when you turn these in. So our crafters and gatherers are actually going to level up while we're turning these in. So anyways, if you can get high quality of these crafted items, you get, again, bonus seals and bonus experience. You get double. And you saw how many seals you get. So when I say you get double, it means instead of 15, you get 30. So, woo, whoop-de-doo, but it still adds up, so it's worth trying to see if you can get the little extras. Most of this stuff can be bought at a vendor. So if you look at, you see how I hovered over this, and the copper ore text box appears in the upper right there? You see where it says shop selling price 2 gil? That means that a vendor somewhere sells this. The sells for 1 gil means if you have a copper ore and you sell it to a vendor, he will pay you 1 gil for it. But the shop selling price means that the vendor sells it to you for 2 gil. So if you want to buy some copper ore, you can buy it from a vendor. That means don't go to the market board, it will be overpriced. They will charge you more than 2 gil, let me tell you for sure. Go find a vendor who will sell you that stuff. But for the other things, we'll check the market board. Because they're craftable, and we could get them high quality from the market board, whereas we cannot get them high quality from a vendor. Maple clocks. Nobody's selling them, so we'll just buy them from a vendor. Bronze hatchet. The high quality piece is 10k. That's a little more than I would pay for a high quality, because you're gonna buy it from a vendor for like 300 gil. So no. Bronze alembic. It's 2,000, so that's not too bad. And it does have a star beside it, so we can get more. So we'll go ahead and buy the bronze alembic. Bone Hora. Nope, we'll buy it from a vendor. Leather pallet. Vendor. If I had more gil, I'd probably be a little bit more generous with this, but I don't have all that much, so I don't want to spend all of it doing this. Underpants. Nope, vendor. Vendor. And boiled egg. They're all stacks of 99. Nope. Okay, so I don't believe you can buy... Oh, you can buy the crayfish, but I think you have to go to the seafood shop. Well, anyways, let's see where we can find these things. The maple clogs and all that stuff are going to be purchasable from these NPCs who sell the battlecraft supplies. So these are arms. So with Disciples of War arms would be like this bone hora, which is a pugilist weapon. And the maple wand will be a Disciple of Magic arms. So let's go looking for those. They'll be level 1 to 9 because we just unlocked these. There's the bone hora. It's 212 gil. I think that's what it was selling for on the market board too, actually. It's funny. And cancel, and then go back in and look for the maple wand. There's the maple wand. It's 154 gil. And now we need a fieldcraft supply person. So Disciple of the Hand tools, we have the bronze alembic, which is an alchemist tool. And it looks like that's it. Oh, a bronze hatchet from Disciple of the Lance tools. So first we'll get the bronze alembic. Bronze alembic. And then Disciple of the Land, we need a bronze hatchet. And that's it from this guy. Diemonger, Dependent Merchant. I think that's it for this side of the market. Let's go to the other side. Okay, this guy sells, he will sell the boiled eggs. We need 3 of them, so we just buy them. They're 15 gil a piece, so that was 45 gil. You can see here, it shows you which ones are already in your inventory. So this battlecraft supplier will sell us the gear, so the maple clogs, which are Disciple of the Hand, and the leather callet, which is a Disciple of the Hand as well. Now the hempen underpants come from a special vendor, and I showed you it in the very first stream, but since that stream is lost, I will show you again. But first, let's go into the Disciples of the Hand, and we'll get the maple clogs and the leather callet. So, maple clogs. Are they higher level? Let's try. No, they're not. What the hecky? There's maple patents. And those are control. Perhaps these can't be purchased. Let's take a look again. Oh, yeah, they can't be purchased. So you have to buy those from a vendor or make them yourself. That's okay, we can make them. The leather callet, same thing. I should have checked this beforehand. That's fine. So what we'll do is we'll just go over to the vendor over here. Go around the circle a little bit. And it's this fellow right here, Bango Zango, who sells, you can go into any of these, purchase here in gear, and there's hempen underpants. And they look different on every race. Okay, we got the hempen underpants. So the only things we have to make are maple clogs and a leather callet. So what we're going to do, and this is going to make me naked because I have nothing to put on. So we're going to put on the weathered saw. And now I am a carpenter. And Carbuncle goes bye-bye because he can't be out for a carpenter. So the only skill I have is basic synthesis. So all I can do is I can attempt to craft this thing. So you go into logs, go into crafting log. And the maple clogs are like the second thing you can make. The first thing is maple lumber. But you can buy this maple lumber from a vendor. So we're just going to go and buy maple lumber for 9 gil. Nobody's going to object to a naked Mikote running around Limsa, because Limsa is like that. TM. Tradecraft supplier. He should have what we're looking for. Maple lumber. We have it. We might as well look and see. I'll just reopen the crafting log. We might as well look and see what we're going to need for the leather callet as well. Just the leather. So let's see if he has leather. Oh, it's down. Yep, he does. So we'll just buy a leather. And then we'll make these things. So the way you make things is you select them from the guide, and I'm on carpenter right now, so I want to select the maple clogs. You notice you have the materials and you have enough shards on you, and you just get shards from doing things out in the open world. You can also go gather them from nodes, but you do get them periodically just from doing things. So we're going to synthesize. And the only move we have is basic synthesis. So you can see up here your progress, your quality, and so on, but we're not going for quality because we can't. We can only do basic synthesis. And you notice your durability goes down by 10 with every move. There are moves you can do that will like lower that, and so on and so forth, but right now we just want to complete it. So we made a pair of maple clogs, and that leveled us up to level 2. So now I'm going to get up. I'm going to switch over to Leatherworker. Armory chest. Weathered head knife. Go into the crafting log and make the leather callet. So same thing. You can only use basic synthesis, so you just have to basically craft your way to the end. And it won't fail. This one is 100%. As you can see over there, it says efficiency 100%. That means it will 100% succeed. Or sorry, success rate of 100% means it will 100% succeed. The efficiency rate just tells you how much percentage of the how much percentage it'll move along the bar. And I know it's a little bit confusing, but it's not too bad once you get used to it. So we finished with those, so let's go back to Arcanist. Resummon Carbuncle. And now we're going to buy some copper ore, which you can buy from a vendor, latex, which you can also buy from a vendor, and crayfish, which you can buy from a vendor. So this guy will have the copper ore and the latex. So copper ore is here. We need 10 of them. And he should have latex as well. Does he not have latex? He has rubber. Latex turns into rubber. He does not have the latex. We can see how much it's going for, or we can attempt to locate a vendor who sells it. Probably if we went back to the Leatherworker Guild, the merchant at the Leatherworker Guild would sell it. So we could do that. We could go back to Gridania and check that out, but we'll do that last. First, we gotta find the crayfish. Now, what I suspect is that the crayfish are selling at the fish specialties store. There's somebody dead on the ground. Probably on Blue Mage. Yep, I can see the Blue Mage staff. Yeah, with Blue Mage, you can blow yourself up in town. And be dead on the ground. Some people do it just for fun. So I'll show you the fish specialty shop, which sells some fish. You just go up here and you go to the right. And there's a little shop in here that sells some fish. And we'll see if he sells crayfish. If he doesn't, crayfish are really easy to get. He does. So we only needed 3 of them. I think. Let me just double check that. Oh, we only needed 1, so actually, just 1. And it's only 6 skill. Alright, so then let's go to Gridania. We've gotten everything except for the, so you can see all the ones here. The Bronze Alembic, we have a high quality version, which is nice. We can turn in the high quality version. The rest of these, we have everything we need. We just need to get the latex. So we can go back to Gridania and see if they sell latex. Oh. No, latex would be a alchemy guild thing, not a leatherworker guild thing. So we could go to Olda and look for it, but let's just check on the market board before we do that. Because it might be easier to just get it on the market board if they're not selling for too much. And they're not selling in stacks of 999. Because that is too much. Let's see. Oh, you can buy 6 and you can buy 4. That's not too bad a price, so I'm going to go ahead and pay it. And that gives us 10. And we can go and turn it in. We know it sells somewhere for really cheap, but I'm not entirely sure where, so rather than go looking for it, just pay for it on the market board. Now we can turn everything in and we should get those challenge logs completed. It's a fair bit of work to do this, but it's really, really good to do it. Turn the maple clogs in. Aha! We hit level 5! We got so much experience. Level 3 from that one. We turn in the high quality version. Yes. So you notice we get the bonus, which is double what this was. And that one got up to level 5. Bone Horror. Callet. And that was the first one, so we got the 1,000 seals. Lots of levels. And then provisioning has the Disciples of the Land ones. 10 copper ore. You notice we're going to finish the challenge log before we finish turning everything in. So we didn't actually have to grab everything, but it's just, you might as well for completion's sake. Get those extra 12 or whatever. So now we're up to 2,264. So the we had 100 left, so 164 is what you actually got for turning all that stuff in. And the 2,000 is what you get for finishing the challenge logs. So that's why I say, unless you're leveling your crafters and you're going up higher and higher and you're getting more and more seal rewards, it's not really worthwhile to do it every day at this level. Unless you want the XP. Unless you want the XP to level your crafters and gatherers. But to get seals, which is all we're doing, we only need to do it once a week to get the challenge logs done, so that we get those extra seals. And now we can see if we have enough for a promotion. In order to be promoted, you must meet the following requirements. So you just need 2,000 seals to be promoted to private 2nd class, so we might as well do that because we want to move up in the ranks. Go forth! Now let's see what we need for the next promotion. So we're going to need 3,000 seals for the next promotion, and we only have 264 at this point. So we're going to have to do some other things before we can get our next promotion. That's fine. We still have this quest that we can turn in at the Wolves' Den, so we might as well go do that. And then we'll come back here, and then we'll continue with the main story quest. I'm gonna actually just return to Limsa. And then we'll go out to the lower Lenosha. We're outside. It's just cheaper to teleport to Morabi Dry Docks from here. All these little gil saving hacks. You don't save a lot of gil, but I mean in the long run, if you do some of these things, it can save you a little bit. So now what we have to do is you have to go down to the ferry dock and talk to the ferry person. Oh. They're right here. They're over on this side. There's actually a dungeon here. We haven't unlocked it yet. But one day. Here's the ferry skipper. He's going to the Wolves' Den, which is exactly where we want to go. So this is a PvP area. So you can visit the website to look at PvP. Or you can just close out of this, which is what I'm going to do. We might as well grab the Aetheryte. You won't get any we won't get any company seals from this quest, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. Okay, I'm attuned to the Aetheryte, so if I need to come back here for whatever reason, I can just teleport. Down here is where the quest turns in. He's gonna give you a little cutscene that gives you something of a PvP overview. PvP unlocked. There's no open world PvP in Final Fantasy XIV. It's all in specific instances, so you have to actually want to do it. So you can do Crystalline Conflict, or you can do Frontlines, or you can do... what's the other one? Oh, it starts with an R. What is it called? What is it called? There's a person here who can mend your gear. Oh, let's get our gear mended. Oh, we're fine, actually. What the heck is the other mode of PvP called? Do we have it? Crystalline Conflict Custom Match, and then there's Frontlines, which you can unlock separately. That's gonna bug me. I know there's one more mode of PvP. It's not very popular, not very many people do it. Frontlines and Crystalline Conflict are the ones that get all the action. Rival Wings! There it is! You can unlock it! Basically, you use gobby machines to play a little game of captured territory or something. I don't know, I've never played it. This shows lots of people playing it, but I don't think very many people play Rival Wings. Crystalline Conflict, on the other hand, is extremely popular, and I'm told it's very good. I've never actually tried it. I have tried Frontlines. Frontlines is okay. It's not like super duper boring or anything like that. It's just that I'm not really much of a PvP person, so it's not really for me. But yeah, I have heard good things about Crystalline Conflict. So if you are a PvP person, then I highly recommend doing Crystalline Conflict because it's supposed to be quite fun. So this is Crystalline Conflict Unlock. It's basically capture the flag, from what I'm told. The groups of 5 versus 5. It just kind of gives you a little teaser of PvP. So yeah, that was that. Now we've gotten rid of that quest. So let's go back to Gridania and continue our main story quest with the little time that we have left. Oh, I almost forgot. So this quest allows you to use the White Wolf Gate, which is this exit over here, to go out into the Central Shroud at a different location. It's very convenient, so I highly recommend unlocking it when you can. And all you need to do is just go over and talk to the person at the White Wolf Gate, and then it will be unlocked for you. So that's literally all this quest is. You just pick it up and you go turn it in, and then White Wolf Gate unlocked. Now you can go to there from the Aetheryte. So it's very convenient for later quests that we're gonna do, and yeah, it's just good to have it unlocked. And you can pick an earring. So this one is Piety Mind, Vitality Mind and Piety, that's for healer. They don't really have one for a DPS caster, so I'll take the healer one just in case. Oh, we have some Dawn wrist guards we can put on. Update the gear. And we gotta go to the Lancers Guild now. Talk to Mitani. Okay, she's just telling us where to find the Hawthorn Hut. Then we have to speak to someone at the Hawthorn Hut. So I'm just going to teleport us there so we don't need to run. Although it'd be a lot faster now because you have the mount. You can see the mounts are not grayed out, so we can actually use them. But yeah, we just got to talk to somebody in this house, so it's not very far. For all their whimsy, they are a wary lot, particularly since the Empire has come to the Shroud. Earn their trust, however, and they're friendly as any folk. They have their quirks, but so do we all, no? Would you know more? You do well to speak with the master of this hut, Rolf. He's forgotten more about the sylphs than I'll ever know. That's promising. Alright. Come to think of thing or two about the selfs, have you? Well, I'll tell you one thing. They're a peculiar folk. How peculiar, you ask? Well, let me tell you. They're Beg pardon, my friend. My memory's not what it used to be. I've seen much and more in my adventuring days. It's all clutter in my noggin now. Though I've shared my stories with those around the hut before. You might have more luck with them. Okay. We gotta go talk to Isabel. The Sylphs? Yes, Father's told me his stories plenty of times. What I've always found most captivating is their concept of etiquette is almost completely alien to our own. You do best not to underestimate them on account of their childlike looks, lest your face end up a mass of glyphs, squiggles, and chocobo scratches. Teehee! Okay. Alright. What do you have to say, Mon? The Sylphs? Inveterate tricksters and troublemakers, that's what they are. One day they're drawing morball faces on our masks, the next they're sending our young sentries falling to the bottom of a ravine. Tell them to stop and they just laugh at you. Rolf claims they harbor no ill will, but I dare say such pranks are no laughing matter. Bless it. The quickest way to a quiver woman's heart might be through her stomach, but don't even think of trying to foist your foodstuffs on a sylph. They sustain themselves simply by bathing in the sun, or so Rolf once told me. Now we go back to Rolf and see what he has to say. Oh, of course, of course. Hearing your stories, well, my stories, has brought the memory flooding back to me. I feel like dancing. And he gets up and does a little jig. La la la. Yes, nothing brings people together quite like a little toe tapping. A sylph told me long ago that dancing is a time-honored greeting among their kind. You'd do well to remember this. It may help win the favor of our forest friends. Alright. Oh, still here, eh? Great! There's one more thing you should know about the sylphs. They don't take too kindly to guests who show up empty-handed. To earn their trust, you'd do well to bring along Drat, what was it again? And my wife Rosa and I were just speaking of the matter not days ago. Forgive me, friend. Speak to Rosa at the comb. Her memory should prove more reliable than mine own. Eesh. Let's go out this door. We gotta go all the way up there. So let's take the motorcycle. Hell yeah. So you can also go into the mount guide and click on the mounts and select them that way. But I like to put mounts on the bar so that I can just click on them from the bar. A peace offering for the sylphs. Were it anyone else, I'd recommend a jar of honey, but I fear that wouldn't get you past their front doorstep, dear. No, their tastes run more to the unusual. Are you perchance familiar with milk root? That's what we call the root of the most fiendish seedkin, the ochu. When chewed, it exudes a cloudy liquid that's said to induce curious visions in the imbiber. You'd not catch me dead trying this stuff, but the sylphs seem to enjoy it to no end. I've not seen an ochu around the comb in quite some time, but I did encounter a suspicious clump of grass the other day. Were you to simulate it somehow with some of this amber syrup, for example, you might be surprised at what comes out. Good luck. Thank you. Alright, let's go stimulate some grass. See if an ochu comes out of it. Curious tussock. So we need to put the amber syrup on this curious tussock. Hey look, it's an ochu! Oh, I forgot to summon Carbuncle again. It's fine. And it's dead. Okay, and we get the milk root. Now we gotta go back to Rolf. Oh, yep, down here. Just bust into your house with my motorcycle. Ah, you're back. Was my wife able to direct you to a suitable offering? Milk root, but of course, those sylphs just quaff that cloudy stuff as quick as I do a flagon of mead. The effect's just about the same as well. Any road, a gift of milk root will have the sylphs calling you friend and sister the moment they lay eyes on it. Now let me wrap that up for you. I'm starting to feel a bit woozy. Ah, level 36. I've taken the liberty of wrapping your milk root well and good. This should keep it nice and fresh, not to mention spare you from that god's awful stench. The sylphs love the stuff, but me, I'd rather bury my nose in chocobo dung. I dare say the reek even rivals the breath of the morble that puts an end to my adventuring days. But I can tell you that story another time. You've more important matters to attend to today, yes? Yes, and also, would you even remember that story? The sylphs are an eccentric bunch, but I've shared their company enough to know they're kind at heart. They'll not shun one whose intentions are true. May your parley be a fruitful one, friend, and do stop by on your return. There's a flagon of full flower mead with your name on it if you'd regale me with your adventuring tales. Which you'll forget. Yeah. Ah, and before I forget, don't go traipsing off just yet. Emmeline here would have a word with you. Travel in safety, friend, and do pass along my regards to the winged ones. It's good to see your knowledge of sylphic culture has matured. I see no reason to delay your mission any further. Upon your arrival at Little Solace, seek out a young sylph by the name of Comoxio. He has served as an intermediary between our peoples on many an occasion, and has the close ear of his tribe's elder. I see that Hawthorne has furnished you with some of the melodious root the sylphs so adore. I have something of far greater import for you to deliver, a missive from the elder Seedseer herself. To summarize the letter's concern in brief, it vouches for the integrity of our envoy, that would be you, and restates Gridania's desire to maintain a harmonious relationship with our long-standing friends of the forest. The war with the Ixal has taken a toll on our resources. We can ill afford to get mired in another conflict. I need not impress upon you further the importance of this mission. May the 12 see you return with good tidings. Okay, time to go to Little Solace and talk to the sylphs. There's a fate, there's a bunch of stuff that would aggro me if I was the right level for this quest. And there's a quest marker right there. And these are the sylphs. Walking one is not familiar to this one. This one does not trust strange walking ones. Strange dancing ones might be a different story, but this one expects no such thing. Walking one should go home and leave this one be. Okay, so let's dance at him. / dance. This one would welcome walking one who moves like these ones. If walking one would talk to this one will answer. This one is a busy one, so walking one should speak with a quick tongue. Walking one would bring gift to this one? Walking one is most kind. Here's the milk root and the letter. Walking one brings milk root. Milk root fills this one with great joy. This one gives thanks. Gives many thanks. Walking one carries message for Elder One. This one will deliver the message to Elder One. Walking one should not worry. Hello there. We're envoys from Gridania and here to treat with your people. Aye, we came to pay our respects to your elder and learn from him more of your Lord Ramu. Who are these ones? These walking ones come from Gridania? Walking one became a dancing one and brought milk root, but walking one tricks this one. This one does not like tricks. This one will speak no more. Elder one is busy. Walking ones should go home. Go home, you say? But the sylphs of Little Solace have always welcomed Gridanian envoys with open wings. The letter carried by Kit here is an oath of peace penned by the elder Seedseer herself. Still you would refuse us? This one's reasons are no business of Walking One's. Elder One has no words for Gridania. Walking Ones waste everyone's time. Well, I never. Turned away at the gates. Whatever did we do to deserve such a rude welcome? Was Kit's jig insufficiently jiggy? Hey, listen. I was doing fine till you guys showed up. I'm as baffled as you, but something tells me recent events have our erstwhile fluttery friends feeling uncommonly wary. It would seem we've no choice but to ask around and see how we might earn their trust. Alright, I gotta pick an option. Silencing potion, sleeping potion, or paralyzing potion. Sure, let's take the paralyzing potion. I'll never use this. Alright. Say, Kit, are you in the mood for dancing? That's right, dancing! You went through all that trouble to learn the sylph's traditional greeting, but you've greeted hardly any of them. Why, if I were a sylph, I'd be beside myself with delight to see an adventurer expressing an interest in the culture. Me? Of course I'd be happy to join. Ow, ow, there go those bloody leg cramps of mine acting up again. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I'll do all the work. Okay, Ida. Ooh, Walking One knows Jolly Dance. Jolly Dance fills this one with good cheer. Let these two be friends. Walking One would be a friend to these ones? This one is overjoyed. But this one keeps the ways of weaving a secret. Even if Walking One learned the secret, Walking One could not weave in the same way. Okay. I mean, that's fine. I'm cool with that. Ah, Walking One is a friend to these ones. Friendly like gracious Elder One of the Forest City. Knows how to dance into these ones' hearts. And back to Ida. Kit, would you like to hear the good news or the better news? The good news is that your lovely dancing has brought smiles and high spirits to all of Little Solace. The better news? Why, I have thoroughly recovered from those accursed leg cramps. Onward to our next adventure. Uh-huh. Alright, Papalimo, what do you got to say? Kit, as an adventurer, you're no stranger to helping distressed folk, I'd wager. Tales of good deeds are quick to spread. The adventurer who comes to the aid of the local populace can go from stranger to hero overnight. No doubt you see what I'm getting at. The sylphs who make their home in Little Solace do so having been driven from their woodland home. Surely they have their fair share of troubles. Seek out troubled sylphs and see what might be done to ease their worries. A sound plan, would you not say? That said, the sylphs are not known to share their worries with outsiders. You would be better off inquiring with Hearer Amelia. Of the Gridanians who reside here, she is the most likely to be privy to the sylphs' troubles. So Hearer Amelia is over here. Praise be to the elementals. I cannot express how happy I am to see an adventurer with a truly gentle heart. The sylphs of Little Solace are surely in need of aid. Pray hear me out. Sorely in need of aid. Being a temporary settlement, Little Solace wants for amenities, not least a stout set of defenses. Consequently, beasts from realms around are free to wander in and terrorize the hapless residents. The Zizgorlins and the Galley Gnats that roam these parts are especially troublesome, but slaying one of each should serve as a warning to the rest. Furthermore, perhaps you could gather 3 brownie bushes as well? They play an important role in sylphic culture. I do not claim to know the details. And what with such feral beasts prowling the forest, they are not easily come by. When you are done with the deeds, seek out Comoxio. He is slow to warm to outsiders, but your good intentions will not be lost on him. My own experience speaks to this. Alright, so we have some things to do, but unfortunately we're now out of time, so I am actually going to call it here. I'm just going to warp back to the Hawthorne hut, and we will continue this basically so that I can be in a sanctuary so I can get rested XP. And I'm going to continue. Rested XP basically means, I should explain, that you, down at the bottom here, you see my XP bar is blue, the remaining XP bar, and then that this is filled up. Well, this bar would be actually more yellow if it wasn't rested XP bonus. And when I gain XP from killing things, it has a little plus however much percentage beside it. Some of that percentage is from the rested XP bonus. So there's a certain amount I can go on my bar before the rested XP bonus is gone. And to fill rested XP bonus means you need to be logged out at a sanctuary, or just hanging out at a sanctuary in general. So the longer you stay at the sanctuary, the more rested XP bonus you will obtain. And I'm going to be logged out now for about 2 weeks, because next week I'm taking a vacation for Christmas. So I hope everyone who's watching has either a happy holiday or a good couple of weeks, depending on whether you celebrate or not. And we will talk again in 2 weeks. Thank you, and bye!